Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this HTC Butterfly S and we're going to do the full review of this phone. And I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. The HTC Butterfly S was recently launched in India and the MRP price was around 60,000, but I've seen this phone to go in the retail market for around 54,000 or so, but not many retailers are stocking it. On Amazon US website, I saw the listing for this for around US $750. It's powered by a Snapdragon 600 processor. That's a quad-core processor clocked at 1.9 gigahertz. It comes with the Adreno 320 GPU. It has 2 gigs of RAM. Internal storage is 16 gigs. And the battery is actually sealed. Like you see this is like a plastic cover. It's not removable, and the sealed battery is a 3200 milliampere, and it gives I would say decent amount of backup, and 1 day of usage will not be an issue with this phone. One thing I did notice is that the standby life is not as great as I expected. I took out the SIM, for example, as you can see the SIM is not there. Even then I thought it will last without the SIM for about 3 or 4 days, but even without the SIM the battery life was very similar to which I had with the SIM, so that's kind of strange. And now let me give you a quick physical overview first. On the top we have the secondary microphone, and we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. This is the power on off button, and it also has the IR blaster, and you can open up this flap, and this flap actually hoses. You can add a micro SD card here, and also you need to add your micro SIM over here. You have the SIM removable tray pin, and using that you can take out and add the SIM here. And on this end we have the volume rocker, and this is nothing, just a design. Moving towards the bottom we have the main microphone, the micro USB slot that will be used for charging, and on this end actually we have nothing. Moving towards the back we have the 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera, LED flash, HTC branding, and it says that it supports Beats audio. The back, as I said, is kind of glossy plastic, and it's actually a little bit slippery, but the phone does have a bit of a heft. And moving towards the front, you have the HTC logo, and actually this phone also has dual mics. These are actually 2 mics, and I would say the mics do a very good job. We do get a little bit of bass with this. The mic is almost as good as the HTC One. The front facing camera is a 2.1 megapixel, and this can also shoot video in full HD. And we have a gorgeous 5-inch screen. It's an IPS grade screen, and as you can see the viewing angles, I'm moving the phone to extreme angles, then also the image does not fade. The LCD panel that HTC has put on this phone is excellent. Moving towards the bottom, again we see these 3 touch type capacitive buttons. This is the back, this is the home, and this is the multitasking tray. And we do get HTC Sense. This is the blink feed. You just swipe here to get back to your home screens. So it runs the HTC Sense 5, and let me show you the Android version that comes preloaded with this one. You need to hit here and you get all these quick access. Let's go to settings, and let's go to about the phone, and in software info, out of the box it comes with the Android version 4.2.2, that is Jelly Bean. Regarding the storage, as I told you, this model has 16 GB of internal storage. Let me show you the same, and we get almost about 10 odd GB of storage. You can also add a micro SD card to this to expand the storage. Up to 64 GB of micro SD card is supported by this phone. Coming to the physical, I would say the phone is a little bit bigger compared to some other popular 5-inch phones. For example, this is the regular Galaxy S4, and if I place them, both of them side by side, you'll immediately notice that this Butterfly S is a tad taller compared to the Galaxy S4. Also in terms of weight, it has a considerable amount of weight, but again, do remember it has a much beefier battery. That's a 3200 milliampere battery. So I would say it by no stretch it's a small phone, and before you buy it, go to a store and physically use the phone and see. Though it's a 5-incher, I would say it's a slightly big phone. Coming to the voice call quality, that I got was very good. We also have a tiny LED notification light. So when you charge the phone, or for example, you get a missed call or email, the light glows. You can adjust that. HTC does provide a lot of options to set the display. For example, let me show you the same notification. And again, as you can see, you can adjust the type of notification that you get. Now we are connected to our Wi-Fi network, so let me just quickly fire up the web browser. This is the default web browser that you get. We also have Chrome browser pre-installed, but let's just quickly go to our website, that's techtobuzz.com. And again, this is the keyboard. It's actually pretty easy to type, but one thing I found annoying is that they could have had a dedicated number key, but that's not the case. And let's go to techtobuzz.com, and this is the first head, and let's see how fast it loads. Actually, my internet connection is a little bit slow today, so it's loading a little bit slow, but again, as you can see, it loaded it fine. And I have to say the LCD quality at a panel that HTC has put is very good, and it's very crisp. One more unique thing is that the default browser does support on the fly resizing of text. For example, text reflow is there, and it's a great thing. And as you can see, it works without any issues, and pinch to zoom is also very responsive. And now let's try to open up one of the stories. We have a YouTube video on this, and let's try to play it back. And let me change the orientation now, and let's try to play back this video. As you can see, you need to stretch a little bit because the phone is a bit wide.
This is Ranjit from techtobuzz.com, and in this video we're going to have a first look at this new game by Gameloft, that's Asphalt 8. It's a new version.
I don't know if the camera can capture it, but the sound is very clear, and it has a little bit of bass also. So in terms of sound from these speakers, I would say it's excellent. Also, I would say I did a lot of web browsing and I didn't face any issues. So in terms of web browsing, you'll have a good experience with this phone. Also, in terms of media playback, I didn't have any issues. I could play 1080p videos, 720p videos. Also, let me show you the YouTube videos. This is the new YouTube player app, and let's try to play some of our own videos. And for example, let's open up for example this Asphalt 8 gameplay on the S4 Active.
Hi there, this is Ranjit, and I have this Samsung Galaxy S4 Active.
And as you can see, it's playing it in HD quality.
Asphalt 8 game. I had already done a gaming review with this Asphalt 8.
And as you can see, it works without any issues. So let me swipe it away. And I also tried other videos. As I said, I downloaded the MX player, and I could play a lot of video formats. So in terms of media playback, you'll have a very good experience, and actually on the go also, if you watch a lot of videos, you'll have a very good experience because the sound output from these two speakers is very good. Regarding the camera on this is a 4 megapixel ultra pixel, that HTC likes to call it, and I would say outdoors it does a decent job, and indoors it especially shines. Even in artificial light like this, I could take a lot of shots without flash, and they came out good. The only thing is that I notice is that videos also it can take in 1080p, but indoors I would say videos sometimes had a little bit of issue of autofocusing. Overall, I would say it does a decent job, but again, as it's just a 4 megapixel camera, you need to frame your shots before taking the shots, because you cannot zoom in too much into a picture. Coming to the benchmarks, also by accidentally I hit this. As you can see, we got some very good results. This is the Antutu score of 25,355, which is excellent. I also did some other benchmarks like Quadrant, etc. And also I did play quite a bit of games with this phone, and I am happy to say that it could play all those games without any issues. You can check out the gaming video review that I made for more info. I'll have all the links for other videos that I made with this HTC Butterfly S in the show notes. So what do I feel about this HTC Butterfly S? In terms of day-to-day performance also, I didn't have any issues with the phone. The phone is extremely fluid to operate. I hardly faced any issues of lag. This is the standard dialer, and you do get smart dialing with this one. and overall the phone was very responsive, also in terms of battery life due to the higher battery capacity. That's a 3200 milliampere battery. The battery life was also very good. So overall I would say it's a pretty good Android phone, but again the price, I would say it's a little bit high. It's actually one of the most expensive Android phones as of now, and if you're planning to buy this phone, I would say go to a physical store and check out, because I felt the phone, though it has just a 5-inch screen, is a little bit big and it's a little bit heavy. Also, coming down to the pricing, I felt that it's priced a lot higher. Though it's one of the most expensive Android phones, we are not getting the fastest processor. It has a Snapdragon 600 processor, but now in some of the high-end Android phones, you are getting the Snapdragon 800 processor, which is actually much faster. So I felt that the pricing is a little bit high for this phone. Also, coming down to the looks department, I felt, yeah, the phone looks good, but it's a little bit bulky. And if I would have to compare it with the HTC One, the HTC One looks like a more premium handset compared to this Butterfly S. I hope you found this video review helpful. That's it for now. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.